Hi guys, good morning. It is Sunday, April 3rd. Today is the day of the Periscope Big Kids treasure hunt that I'm going to have. But anyway, scoot you over a little bit. Okay. So I wanted to tell you guys too that I am a little bit nervous about the stupid periscoping the egg hunt. I don't know why, but the thing is I'm hoping to try to like have the viewers be able to play along. So I kind of have to be like a Drew Carey or something, like you know, a host who can um, not only share and show what's going on, but also be able to provide the opportunity for people to solve clues and play along. And so we'll see how that goes. I think it should be a blast. So as you can see, there's snow on the ground. It snowed overnight, and today's our treasure hunt. We're gonna be fine. Yep, really, we are. It's gonna be a little chilly. I think the snow will be gone. I kind of hope so. Well, I guess it's not too bad, but we hid 48 eggs up the way there as part of the treasure hunt, and now they're covered in snow. And we actually did that 2 days ago, and yesterday was high wind warnings, and I'm telling you, I went outside and the wind practically blew me over. And we actually hid eggs like up in the branches of trees and stuff. Those eggs have little clues inside of them that are part of the treasure hunt, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but thank goodness I have a backup. Not I didn't plan it. I just luckily have a backup that I can use for that particular clue. It's one of the hardest, I think, and one of the ones that's going to take the longest, and one of the ones that I was the most excited about. So, but anyway, yeah, I have a plan B, thankfully, that will work for that. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Please send love, healing, and strength to those who may be needing it today and struggling. I am thankful for this day and for my beautiful home, and looking forward to a wonderful day. Please be with us. Thank you for all your blessings. Amen. So here's what they had to do at the beginning, and this determined the teams. And I was periscoping this and did not save the footage to my camera roll. So I was so disappointed because we had everybody jumping rope, mooing like cows, doing funny things. And yeah, I don't have that footage. I mean, you might be able to see it if you go to me on Periscope. I don't even know. Here I go again, right? Okay, so I have one of those grabber thingies from the Dollar Tree that lives right there, and we must have used it this weekend, and now I can't find it. But the point is, the very beginning of the hunt started from youngest to oldest, and up there in between the little rungs on my cabinet, I had these cardboard pieces of paper shoved in, and each of those had those clues that you saw that said, you're number one, jump rope 10 times, mooing like a cow, your partner is number 8, or whatever exactly it said. But anyway, so each person had to use the grabber tool and grab one of those cards down, and they had to hang on to it, not look at it, not read it, until everyone got done. There was 10 of them, until everyone got done, and then we took them outside and proceeded to do the whole jumping rope and all that stuff. So there's the beginning. So now the teams have partnered up and they're ready to go, and they had to answer this clue. Individual teams had to answer this clue. What wears wet clothes and has them removed when they are dry? One of the easiest clues, I thought. Each team had to write down the correct answer on a piece of paper that they had and show it to me. to confirm they had the correct answer. And when they did, then they proceeded to that location, which was actually at my daughter's house, who is our neighbor now. And that is her new house that I've been talking about. She bought the house, excuse me, right next door. So in some upcoming footage, you will see, you won't really see much of her house, but you will see the property between our two houses.
Nice.
All right, so we've got a couple people who headed off to our last clue that was the clothesline up at the house up there.
Yeah, the wind is pretty heavy today.
Hello, friend. It's a terrific day for a drive.
I needed like something that I could just like attach this to me. I have a selfie stick, but that wouldn't really work anyway.
Bye.
All right. I'm going to try to organize myself here. For us to be able to do this. Look, here they come. I'm not even getting it.
We're probably going to have to go out front to get on it because they're not coming back here.
Oh, because you can't get through. Here they come.
I got 2 clues.
Those are just empty pieces of paper.
Those guys are all standing there looking at that and they're like, eh. So it looks like pig Latin to me.
I did not have the emergency brake on.
Okay, well, whatever. It's in low or something.
No, I put it in high. It was just there was that many people on the damn thing.
Yeah, I love this thing.
Okay.
Can I do it?
All right, so
love
now,
this thing.
so I thought maybe we'd go back inside for a minute to do,
Can
I don't know what to do. It's stuff I wanted to do that's not going to work
Wait on
well.
everybody or what?
Well, you can, here's the thing. The clue is supposed to say, you may blow bubbles while you wait. So,
Oh, okay.
anyway, you can start putting your stuff on and blowing bubbles. And after we get everybody all dressed up, we're going to take some pictures. Oh, because this was supposed to be at the table when you got back. That's the next clue. It says, dress for the hunt and take a bubbly group photo and send it to me. Now a team photo too.
Well, I can't send you my own picture because
That's all right.
Take your picture.
Oh, and I had brought bobby pins in case we need them. And
Look, say cheese.
We have to put our ties on. Man, it's a good thing you don't have to wear one of these because it doesn't make the nose big enough for mine. She's telling me I have
oh,
a
that's
big snub.
really good.
I only say that because you always say that. Here, Ryan, you gotta put your crap on.
What am I?
Unless you want to be this.
What is this? So everybody figured out. Okay,
So this,
here's what the
what is that?
here's what the bag said. I'm gonna show these people. The bag said
You're just
this.
crooked. Just your crooked ears. You're a little sideways.
Hunter, can you
I.
stand just that way a little bit? There. Okay, cool. So there you go. Whoever might be participating, you can see what their clue read. And now they're putting all their things on that were in the bag. They're doing a great job. I thought I was going to have to help, and everybody's figuring it all out.
Well, the other day you mentioned something about my clothesline, so that I knew right away what that when you were
Oh,
saying.
well, I figured you... Whatever.
But I told everyone, I said, don't worry, none of these were up here this morning.
I'm a little confused on this.
Yeah, they weren't. That's your eye holes.
What the heck is this? Confused about?
Okay. Thank you, Morgan.
Yeah, Yeah, I actually have long hair. Your dad didn't.
Well, I know. That's what I was afraid of.
My partner's gone. She went back up with
Let me
them.
twist it around your ear.
Yeah, see, that's how I initially did it, as a pair of glasses.
My ear's off the side.
So what I think we're going to do with this is we're just going to get the group photos and the photos.
Better.
You know what I did, Brittany, when I put that on? I just put it like behind me instead of here because it's real itchy.
You didn't leave me a beer
Oh, so it
hole.
goes around your head. That's what I was
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
like a big bow on your head.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
Costume fail. No beer hole.
Right, no beer hole.
No.
Why didn't you put the other thing? 'Cause that one.
Oh, shucks. A costume fail. No beer hole. Darn it.
Oh, your top just spilled.
I know. It's already been spilled. So we're getting all this stuff on. And we're waiting for the other teams. We had to take two groups. So they went up there to get their stuff, and we're waiting on them to come back. So your dad went to put those.
Oh, my hair ready. I'm dropping shit.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to do something because what I wanted to do,
What is this, Mom?
it goes on your head.
That's what I thought. But
The
it
big
ain't gonna-
flower head.
It's not going to work because it's too
Well,
big.
here's bobby pins. Yeah, flower head. Oh, you guys are awesome.
Get in this, Ryan. No, it's I can't tell. Is everyone in it? Not Hunter. Hunter, lean in a little bit. Okay, is that good?
So they went to that location and they had to grab a bag of goodies and bring the goodies back to the beginning of the hunt. And the following pictures now will show you what the bag of goodies contained. So we got a bunch of cool group photos and individual photos and team photos and all that fun stuff. And one of the things that had initially that I initially had planned for them was they needed to take a team photo. And in the team photo on the picnic table, I had bubbles, both blowing bubbles from little carrot bubbles that I got at the Dollar Tree, and also I had bubble gum. And their clue, or they were supposed to initially take a team photo with bubbles in it. Well, it was so cold and windy that day that I didn't make them stick to that plan. But the thing was, they were supposed to make sure, they didn't know this, but it just said take a bubbly photo. And they were going to send me the picture or show me the picture. And if it did not have two kinds of bubbles in it, both the bubbles that you blow with the bubble wand and bubbles that you blow from chewing bubble gum, then I was going to say to them, not enough bubbles, and they would have to try again. And then, do it again and say not enough bubbles. And then the third time I was going to say, not the right kind of bubbles or something. I don't know, but it got to be like so much, and the wind and it was kind of cold. And so all that. So after we had all of our group photos, then I continued on to the part where I handed each team an individual clue. And I will now show you those clues that they had to solve. And I set it up so that each team went to different locations, first and second and third, so forth. So they weren't all following each other. They had to figure it out and each go. Now each team solved it the same clues, just in a different order. I will show you that next. Okay, so this was one of their clues. And the third part of this clue, this being the first part, this being the second part, this being the third part, has a couple of layers to it. So yeah, you can, fill in the answers, and when it doesn't work the first time, think it a little deeper. And so then we have some of those around the house at this location. So they could figure it out. It might not make sense to some of you. You can get the answer, but you'll be like, okay, so what does that mean? Well, it's because we have them. I actually made them out of some things from the Dollar Tree, of course. But I didn't take any pictures of it or anything, and I didn't keep it either. But yeah, so that's cool. All right, so I wanted you guys to be able to see this rebus type clue. You saw some of these other ones already, but there's that. See if we can solve that one. So there's still some information coming up on a couple of other clues, but I had to let you guys in on this. Oh my gosh, that is my desk chair. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Okay, so anyway, at this point, each individual team, there are 5 teams, 10 people, 5 teams, has been given their different clues to go to the different places. Now the clues, they're solving the same clues, they've just been given them in a different order. I mentioned that before. So they're doing that. And when they're done with that, of course, we end up all meeting back at one location together again. So anyway, this is about, I'm going to say, only a third of the way through the hunt. So I'm out and about, helping teams with the different things that they were having trouble with, the clues and stuff. And I turn the corner, and there, lo and behold, are my daughter and my son-in-law. Not the ones that are married. It worked out where the teamed up where Morgan was partnered with Ryan, which is Leanne's husband. But anyway, there they are at the place where the treasure is hidden. Somehow they took this clue and turned it into an answer that is not even close. But I don't want to give it away yet. So I will tell you later, I think, if I remember to add a video, because this editing process has been taking me forever, almost as long as it's been taking me to build the treasure hunt. But anyway, there they are, the 2 of them, snickering and giggling, and they've discovered the treasure, and they're only a third of the way through the treasure hunt. So, needless to say, I was a little bit, disappointed, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, we're done. And I'm like, no, you're not. Not even close. So, I had to let you in on that. And they're like, oh, crap. So yeah, so they kind of closed things up and went back and didn't disappoint me. They said, well, I want to go finish all the clues and everything. I don't care if I already know what the end result is. So yeah, that was an epic fail for some reason. And if I remember, I'll add in later and I'll tell you what they got for the answer to this clue. Not even. So, and so what became of that is next year, we do this every year. So next year, the number 1 rule to the treasure hunt is confirm every answer with me before they go to the next place. So, okay, I had to share that. So there were 2 other clues as well. One was actually the coordinates of our front porch, and they had to use their compass on their cell phone to go to that location, go to those coordinates. And truth be told, that didn't really work out as well as I had hoped. But with everybody's help and everything, we're just like, go this way, go that way. So they finally got to that clue. And then the other clue, I thought this was funny to mention. In the earlier video, you will hear a little toy playing in the background. And the toy, it's a Barney toy, and it's like a little driving console. And you can push all the different buttons and make car sounds. You can drive the steering wheel and all that for the kids. And then it plays these Barney songs. And there's this Barney song on there that says, look both ways when you cross the street. Look both ways when you cross the street. Look both ways, don't move your feet. Look both ways when you cross the street. So they were required when they found that clue to play the Barney songs on the Barney toy. And, you know, that would help them to find the clue because, did I say that it was like a picture? It was like a drawing of just a part of the telephone pole. And it actually had the numbers. There's like, if you look at telephone poles, they have like these letters and numbers on them. So we copied down the letters and numbers from the telephone pole across the street over here in our front and put it on there. So between the picture and the Barney toy song, they should have been able to figure it out. So here's the answer to the one clue where the magnets abound. Clues were in there. I had little drawings in here to make them look like minion eyes. They already look like minion eyes, but I had little drawings in there. But I took them out because the lids didn't stay on good. But then the clue inside of there said, reconvene at the picnic table. Okay, and then this clue is for all the teams, and I read it to them. I'll read it to you guys. In the space between the neighbors brown, what you seek can be found. You should proceed to this locale where each of you will hunt. The grabber you must each use quadruply. It's a little grabber thing we got from Dollar Tree. I don't have one here. I throw it in. I might have a picture of one I can stick in. In fact, I know I do. So, anyway, the grabber you must each use quadruply to make your total 8 exactly, and your 8 must be matchy-matchy. Pink bunnies for pink, yellow chicks for yellow, orange carrots for orange, but blue gets white bunnies and green gets multicolored smiley faces. We hid a whole bunch of eggs, and inside the eggs were a whole bunch of little pieces of paper that, when put together, created another clue. But anyway, finally, your collection must remain contained correctly and brought to the original starting point of this hunt in order to proceed with your next clue. This point will end your partnership and begin the merge. I can't help it. I'm a survivor watcher. You are not. You are now one cohort. Okay, so at this point, they have to go hunt the eggs. They have all the little pieces of paper in them. And they go gather all those eggs and bring them down and get all the little pieces of paper out and then have to solve the enclosed puzzle. So at this point, I'm going to tell you, spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you what the puzzle came out to say. And if you want, you can pause the video. You can go back and stop on the little puzzle, the pieces, and see if you can figure it out. So anyway, here I go again, one more time, spoiler alert. The pieces of paper, when they figured out which ones were the correct ones and how to put them together, which you could tell by number 1, it had their team numbers on the ones that were good, which could have been the combination of their 2 numbers at the beginning when it said you are number 1 and your partner is number 8, for example, which I don't think that's the right combination. But anyway, if that was the case, it would be team number 18 or 81. So if the little piece of paper had that number on it, then that was one of the pieces of paper that they would use. And if the piece of paper had not a legitimate number on it, then they would not use it. Within the pieces of paper, there was also, as you can see if you look back at it, a couple of them that gave little clues, like one said 4 words. I think that was really the only clue, 4 words. And then also, if you look at the little piece of paper, you'll see that there are dashes up on top above all of the letters. So once you get all the letters that you know, that represented how many letters there were in the word that letter went with. So Yep, you put it all together, and it said, snail mail for Morgan. So what that meant was to go to my daughter's mailbox. Now this began the second part, or the what I would call the last 2/3 of the treasure hunt. And at this point, they were no longer teams. They were all together, and there was one clue, and they all go together and find it and go to the next clue, next clue, next clue. Okay, oops, so I think you can just plunk in anything for the first part of that first clue. I mean, if it's not our youngest child, it could be yours, but it'll still, you know, lead you to the place that it's describing. And of course, those, the next thing, the clown reference, those were in the bags with the costume things that they had to put on that you'll be seeing. Or maybe already have seen. I don't know, wherever this ends up in the video. The funny thing is, after we took the pictures of everybody together, some of that stuff looked like scary. It was so funny. And Reggie was afraid of it, but he's like, no, take it off, take it off. But I didn't expect it to turn out scary, but that's pretty cool because I like scary stuff. So a couple more clues they had to solve. Okay, so these items are obviously on my computer screen, and I'm going to try to share them with you. This one, oh, it's kind of like an inside thing, but if everyone has seen a certain movie, then you should potentially be able to figure it out. And this is, if you do figure it out, this is what we call ours. If you have a question, just comment below and I will answer it. Tomorrow's our egg hunt. And look, it's sleeting and snowing and windy and freezing cold. And actually it's a treasure hunt. So opening the car door and ta-da! There's all the awesome treasure. All the cool stuff I get from the Dollar Tree. And okay, I'm shutting the door now. There it is, see? Ta-da! Oh, and, okay, going back in my house. You know, I made those topiaries I showed in my other video, too. So those are in there in that little box. Oh, yucky. How yucky. Thank goodness tomorrow will be better. So somehow, out of the Pat Benatar clue, somehow they got SUV. For the life of me, I don't know how they got that answer, because they certainly weren't following the clue very well. I mean, it is interesting, you know, it's like LMNOP, and then the QRS was gone. It was like S minus T, I don't know, somehow. Yeah, SQRSTUV. So S minus TUV, they minus the T is SUV. So anyway, that's how they got that. But yeah, I never would have thought of that while I was making up the clue. So yeah, I had to tell you.